Hey guys, it's Mesme and I am actually going to do a video on what it's like to be Latina in Korea. I got a request from The World is Full of Crazy, and there were some really good questions that I would love to answer. As you know, I am Mexican American. My parents are from Mexico and I was born in California. So I grew up pretty much all my life in America, and I did visit Mexico a couple of times. Now I'm here in South Korea teaching English, and a lot of you are wondering what it's like to be Latina in Korea. First of all, let's talk about the food. It's a bit difficult to find Mexican food here. There is some food up in Seoul and Itaewon. Not really, well, there's some authentic, but I live in Ansan, which is a little bit over an hour from Seoul. So it's very hard for me to get Mexican food. I'm very used to eating Mexican food every day in America. But actually, I wanted to share this with you. I just found a website where you can order not Mexican food, things like salsa, Mexican salsa, tortillas, enchilada sauce. Oh, what else? A lot of things. Canned refried beans. So that's what I'm used to eating. Of course, my mom makes them better, you know. But yes, I'm excited. I will be getting that package next week, and I will make a video about my review on that food. So I'm good for food. So if you are Mexican or Latin American, worry not. There's a website, and your parents or friends ship you some things. Bring some food if you want to. I've definitely had those times where I was so tired of eating Korean food because I eat it every day that what helped was I made some enchiladas. All you need is a little oven, your tortillas, buy some chicken, get some sauce and cheese, and it's very easy to make. Now tacos here are a little bit harder because if you want them to make like authentic style with carnitas or carne asada, it's a little bit hard to make the meat. I just can't find the right meat for the tacos. I failed so many times making it. I've made some flan here. It's perfect. There is sweetened condensed milk here in Korea, and I'll leave the Korean word. So they have it in a lot of supermarkets, and all you need to make baked flan is the sweetened condensed milk, regular milk, eggs, sugar, and vanilla extract, which they do have at Home Plus or Korean supermarket. So worry not about some things, you will be fine. And if you're just really desperate to get some Latin food, go up to Seoul, or there's an On the Border here. I know it's not the same, but hey, it does it. Margaritas are good. Now let's talk a little bit about the more serious things. And what I was asked on my YouTube was, how do Koreans view Latinos? Well, in my experience, what's funny is that when I am introducing myself to somebody new, of course I introduce myself as American. It doesn't throw them off because maybe they might wonder why I'm not like the typical blonde-haired, blue-eyed person, but they'll just accept it. They'll say cool. And I found that if I introduce myself as, hey, I'm Mexican, throws them off. A lot of people don't know that we're not Americans. Obviously, we're not all blonde and we don't have blue eyes. So it throws them off because they say, well, if you're Mexican, then how are you American? And then I have to explain. It's up to you. I mean, if you want to tell them this, cool. I do it sometimes. I don't. I don't do it because I'm embarrassed of my culture. No, of course not. I'm proud of my culture. I just don't do it because it throws them off. They get so confused. Just last weekend, I went to my boyfriend's church, and his friends were asking what other languages I speak, and then it threw them off. They're like, well, then if your grandmother is from Mexico, what are your parents? And what are you? But you're American. So I would just, I do sometimes get tired of like explaining, because then as soon as I start talking, it just goes on forever, because then it just, they ask a lot of questions, and, I'm just not, at least at that point, I was not in the mood to say anything. So I was just like, yeah, I'm Mexican. And then I just kind of like was quiet about it. So back to how do Koreans view Latinos? Well, there's not that many Latinos in Korea. And if there is, they're just scattered all over the place. I know that Koreans love Mexican food, you know. I talk to people, and when I do tell them I'm Mexican, they're like, oh my god, I love Mexican food, make me some tacos. So yeah, I haven't heard anything negative. There is a community on Facebook. I think it's called Latin Americans in Korea. I think it's in Spanish though. And there's just that Latino community is on Facebook, and they post events and they do some meetups. There's also, if you're a Latina woman, there's also a group for that specifically on Facebook where the girls get together and they just share their experiences. There's women who are married to Korean men with children. There's Latin American students. It is a good community. I've seen it, and I'd like to go to some of their events sometime when I have time. Quickly going back to the similar cultural backgrounds, one question was, have you been able to find people that share similar cultural backgrounds? Like I mentioned before, the Facebook groups, also there are meetups where in Seoul, mostly in Seoul, where you can speak Spanish. So mostly people gather at a coffee shop, and you're matched with somebody who does not speak Spanish, and you just have a conversation in Spanish. There, from what I've heard, my friends go there all the time to share their Spanish speaking skills, and there's many Korean people just eager to learn Spanish. I've heard that there's just so many events that this group has. I will leave the link if anyone's interested to going to those. I've had so many friends that go to that specific meetup and have a blast speaking in Spanish and listening to music. They've made a lot of friends. So worry not, there is a community here. The other serious question I was asked was that, is it true that Koreans are judgmental towards people of darker skin tones? I'm on the darker side. Ooh, I mean, this is definitely a little bit of a controversial question. In my experience, I haven't seen anything negative. I know a lot of friends who are African American, or people from just all over the world who are, you know, the skin color is darker than mine, but people here in Korea, at least where I live, have been very welcoming to all of us. They're just eager to learn about our cultures, and they're just really friendly. So my friends and I have not had bad experiences. Some of them have had some experiences, but that would be, you know, their story to talk about. As for me, no, I mean, people just are curious to, like, what are you, you know? It does throw them off because they're just wondering where I'm from. Some people have asked if I'm from the Philippines. Yeah, some people have asked if I was Russian, which, let's not go there. Some people asked if I was Southeast Asian. And then some people asked if I was half Asian and half something else. So they don't know what I am, but I guess that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know. I'm always eager to confuse the heck out of them. It's kind of amusing sometimes, but no, I've had good experiences here. And yes, I hope this answers a couple of questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. Talk to you later. Bye.